Today's mission starts before the sun even thinks about coming up, and right from the jump you can feel this trip is going to be different because I've got my dad with me, fresh in from Florida, and just as fired up as I am, heading straight to Oahu to meet up with my buddy Blake for what might turn into one of the wildest spearfishing days I've ever experienced. The plan is simple but intense. Target some yuccas, maybe run into an ono, and push deeper than I'm used to, even though I've never been out here before and honestly have no idea what to expect. From airport chaos to TSA stopping me because of my neck weight, the energy never drops, and before we know it, Blake scoops us up, and we're loading gear like maniacs. Floats, fins, chum, spear guns, tubes, everything dialed in, because we know once we hit the water it's game on. Sleep barely happens thanks to pure adrenaline, and by 3:30 in the morning I'm wide awake, buzzing, counting down the minutes until we hit the boat ramp at 5 a.m. and launch into the dark. The first drop sets the tone immediately as we jump into about 130 feet of water. Blake starts chumming, and within minutes 4 big yuccas materialize out of blue like ghosts, cruising close to the flasher in a way that gets your heart pounding, but also keeps things safer since sharks are definitely in the area. I line up my first shot, rush it just a bit, and completely blow it, which stings bad, but instead of letting it spiral, I reset, breathe up, and focus on slowing everything down, because down deep any sudden movement can end your chances instantly. On the next drop, I stay calm, drop slow, keep my head and gun steady, and even though the fish start easing away, Blake tells me to keep pushing, and somehow it all comes together with a clean through-and-through shot and a deployed slip tip. From there, it's pure urgency as I pull that uku up as fast as I can, fully aware that sharks are circling and looking for an easy meal, with Blake right behind me ready to help if I black out or need to let go. And when that first fish finally breaks the surface, the excitement is unreal. We move spots trying to ditch the sharks, but they stick with us, and the water is absolutely loaded with life. From Pelu feeding to more big yuccas hanging deep, and on one slow, control drop I spot a solid fish, ease down, and just like Blake said, it turns right back toward me, giving me a perfect shot that spines it clean. I'm freaking out underwater but staying disciplined, hugging that fish tight and getting it to the surface fast before the sharks can react. And while I'm still holding my fish, Blake lines up on another uku, stones it with a perfect headshot, and suddenly we've got chaos, fish, sharks, and adrenaline all mixing together. At this point, I'm already beyond stoked because I told myself even one shot would make the whole trip worth it. But the day just keeps delivering as we hit another spot where the chum doesn't bring fish up, forcing us to adapt, stay aware of the sharks, and hunt deeper. And that's when I spot an uku way off in the distance, line up a long, sketchy shot, and somehow connect, making it fish. Number 3, despite the sharks clearly not wanting to share their food. Things escalate fast when an ono shows up and Jordan absolutely smokes it, triggering a full-on race against time as I sprint through the water to clip a float line before he gets spooled or the sharks tear the fish apart. And thanks to teamwork, quick thinking, and some clutch backup shots, we managed to land the fish just in time, marking the first ono I've ever seen shot and landed right next to me in the water. The momentum doesn't stop there as Blake jumps back in and immediately drills another uku with a devastating head and neck shot that incapacitates it instantly, making recovery fast and clean, followed by Noah making a slow, patient dive, letting the fish circle back, and taking a shot he's completely confident in, spinning it perfectly. With the box full, weather turning, and everyone exhausted but smiling, we call it, and head in knowing we just lived one of those rare days you replay in your head forever. The reward comes full circle back on land as we prep fresh oku and ono, keeping it simple with butter and light seasoning, because fish this fresh doesn't need anything fancy, and every bite just confirms how special the day really was. From the diving to the teamwork to food, this trip delivered everything I hoped for and more, and none of it would have happened without Blake absolutely putting us on fish and sharing his knowledge, making this one of the most memorable spearfishing adventures of my life, and I already can't wait to get back in the water for the next one.